ecological footprint now exceeds the biophysical capacity of the Earth by about 1.8 times. So basically, we take stuff out of the Earth for our consumption, and the Earth doesn't regenerate these resources fast enough to be able to keep up with our level of consumption. Right now, we need about 1.8 Earths to sustain our lifestyle. But the problem isn't just with the amount of stuff that we take from the Earth, it's also about the composition of stuff. So we've changed the structure of some of the stuff that we take from the Earth, and we've created a lot of non-biodegradable products.
Disney Pixar's Finding in cinemas now. And McDonald's invites you to join in the magic. So get your own Finding Nemo toy. There's one in each McDonald's Happy Meal. The cheeky toys come to life. Some light up, some make noises. Just place one on top of your special Happy Meal box and touch the bubbles. Or put them in water. There are 8 Finding Nemo toys to collect over 4 weeks. So get it quick. Don't let them get away.
Do you remember the little cute Nemo fish that you maybe got in a McDonald's Happy Meal when you were 5, and then you played with it for maybe a few hours and then you maybe threw it away? You probably wonder right now what the fuck happened with the little cute tiny harlequin fish, which was made of plastic. He's alive. He survived the fact that you threw it away in the trash. And he's now well and good swimming in the ocean with his friends, the Smurfs.
Plastics will play as large a role in peace as they do in war. Here is a plane containing hundreds of plastic parts. Here another bonded by plastics. This paratrooper floating down to welcome Mother Earth is depending on plastics to get him there safely. His parachute is made of nylon, a plastic. As for plastics in peace, here they are in our homes, augmenting our comforts, serving our needs. When we take to the open road, we find them again in our car. Plastic, plastic, plastic.
Plastic is awesome. It's practically immortal in a way, because we don't really know how long it takes for plastic to degrade. So it might take more than 600 years for it to degrade.
It wasn't until the late 1930s, however, that plastics came into their own. The little corporal beyond the Rhine marshaled his people for war. Germany, well aware of difficulties in obtaining raw materials, ordered her scientists to develop substitutes, ersatz materials. There were ersatz boots, ersatz clothes, ersatz oil. From a modest yearly production of some 25 million pounds in 1927, the industry swelled to a total of 650 million by 1943, a gargantuan increase of 2,600%, which exceeded that of any other comparable industry, and 85% of its production was devoted to war. Whether it was in the form of a bonding agent in the plywood construction of planes and PT boats, as a protective coating such as paints or varnishes based on vinyl plastics, the diversified uses of nylon, cellophane, methyl methacrylate, or polystyrene. 17 of every 20 pounds of plastics went off to the wars.
Right now, we know that animals are ingesting it. Seabirds, marine creatures are eating this plastic, and this is ending up higher and higher in the food chain.
For today, plastics are changing the appearance of our everyday world. With new uses, there arise new wants. New wants mean new markets, new prosperity. And this world of the molecule belongs to us all. It is yours to explore.
These plastics are ending up everywhere, almost all corners of the Earth, places where there are no humans at all, like the Arctic.
Å være på en så liten øy, med hav så langt øyet kan se, var litt som å være på en båt og fjellet samtidig. Været kunne skifte brått, og vi var på vår egen planet. Verden der hjemme var ganske fjern. Selv om Bjørnøya er tusenvis av kilometer unna hjemmet vårt, kommer det i land så mye søppel som vi kjenner igjen fra fastlandet. Det er som en evig strøm av plast som skylles nordover med Golfstrømmen. 2 panteflasker. Det er 5 kroner. Det er 5 kroner. Det er 5 kroner. Jeg tror vi nærmer oss sikkert 100 kroner. Skal vi gjøre de pengene? Kjøpe øl? Sprite? Nei. Gira? Er det Sprite? Åh! Det der er ikke lov, altså. Det der er ikke lov. Jævlig digg, ja. Det der er ikke lov. Sprite på Bjørnøya, liksom.
We're actually not 100% sure what will happen once we see more and more of this plastic.
How many birds contribute to this amount of plastic?
Maybe 50 to 100, give or take. And right away we see some top offenders. So a really common one, let's have a look here.
Oh my good Lord, that is insane.
So anything that we've really ever made from plastic, as we know, every bit of plastic ever made is still out there, and the birds are precision finding mechanisms. They go out there in the ocean, they find it, they bring it back, and so we are never surprised at what we find in the ocean.
Now there is some evidence that all kinds of microbes can accumulate in this plastic. And this, for example, can have an effect on coral. And corals already face a lot of different threats. So plastic may be an additional threat that can push diseases onto corals and perhaps other animals. So many things are made out of plastic. Plastic bottles, plastic containers, plastic toys, plastic in our clothes, plastic in all kinds of pots and pans, and pretty much almost everything that we use has plastic. If you go to a supermarket which sells food, most of it is wrapped in plastic. And it's just beginning to cause us problems. So we've had a massive buildup of plastics. For example, plastics that we find in the ocean have increased by 10 times since the 1980s.
Every year, we produce around 270 million tons of plastic. How much is that? I don't know. It can be a random number. I don't think anyone can really grasp that. But it doesn't matter. What you have to keep in mind is that the plastic that is thrown away, wasted every year, out of this 270 million, whatever that is, the plastic that is wasted is 275 million. We waste more than we produce because it just comes from previous years when we probably didn't index how much plastic we produced. So every year we waste more plastic than we produce. How mind-blowing is that? This indestructible element, that's what we do. And around 8 million of those tons, whatever you call it, it doesn't even matter, but 8 million of those end up in the ocean. Just 8% or so of all of the plastic that we produce is recycled in one way or the other, meaning it's just put back into the society, which is nothing really compared to how much plastic is produced.
Well, this whole recycling thing is almost like a scam, kind of, partially a scam. It's a way for these companies that produce plastic to put the blame on people and to continue to produce more and more plastic.
Thank you.
Hey, Stacy, what do you think he's doing with that bottle?
Oh no, he's gonna throw it in the trash. I can't look.
Wait. He's putting it in his bag to recycle later.
Way to go, Mr. Brown Shoes.
Hey, up here.
Here he is.
Take people from the US tribe. People there consume so much stuff that compared to other tribes of the world, it looks like a different planet. And in this tribe, they have drinkable water. They can, the press of a button or the twist of a handle, they can have drinkable water in their homes, pretty much everywhere, and it's safe and it's okay to drink. However, the second most popular beverage in the USA is bottled water, and that bottled water is in plastic bottles. So you see, one use of plastic that is completely unnecessary, and that's why you have a plastic problem, because human beings produce these plastic things without thinking much about the consequences. And then they end up in nature, they end up in the rivers, they end up in the oceans, they end up in other creatures in the oceans that are eaten by other creatures. So they end up in other creatures, and other creatures eat these creatures. And sometimes we eat those creatures and plastic may end up inside us. Not to mention that microplastics are also in the air that we breathe. This is an increasing problem that will only going to get worse.